I'm just killing it on YouTube these days. I'm on here so much, which I'm not normally here. I'm like lazy. I don't feel like holding this phone. Here, I will be talking to you in my china cabinet. There you go. Anyhow, not normally on YouTube this much, but I don't know. This question has come up to me a good bit here lately, and I just saw a sort of question / post on one of another Spinolution group, so I figured I should throw my 2 cents in. I know a lot of people, myself included, when you first go to the Spinolution website, you're like, oh, look at all these awesome wheels, let me look at it. And then when you get down to actually wanting to buy one, you notice that there's no add to cart button. So then you look a little bit more and you're like, oh, I have to go through a dealer. That's kind of weird. And I know that is, I thought it was kind of weird too. But, and I'm definitely, I'm not speaking officially for the company or anything like that, so, please don't yell at them or yell at me or anything. The impression I have gotten as a dealer, so this is my opinions as a dealer, who is a happy dealer, is that I think what they're wanting is they're wanting there to be lots of knowledgeable people that have wheels that you can actually try, ideally close to you, and, so that's the point of having a dealer, is to sort of have somebody that could, take you under their wing and let you try their wheel and answer all your questions and, that sort of thing. Because it is a big purchase, and, you kind of want to try it. I mean, there's different ones, so it's not like Amazon if you're, ordering some tube socks or something. So that is my opinion on why they want you to have dealers, and, so then that kind of brings up, well, what if there's not a dealer, right where you're at? Or I get asked this a lot. The question I get asked a lot is, hey, so I found you on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever, and I contacted a dealer close to me, and they never contacted me back. Or they didn't really answer my questions at all. But most of the time I hear they never contacted me back, or they look kind of sketchy, or they don't really have a website, etc., etc. So then they end up finding me because I'm obnoxious and all over the place, so I'm pretty easy to find. So I always just answer their questions, and, we move on from there. And I mean, people usually get their answer, and then they go about their life, and then sometimes they randomly show up a month later and order a wheel, and sometimes they don't, and, whatever. But that is something I hear a lot. So I guess one of the biggest things I wanted to clear up is you do not have to order a wheel from the dealer who is physically closest to you. The first wheel I ever sold was actually to the Netherlands. And I mean, it made me really nervous on the other end of it, because it was it was the Mach 3 super package, and I'd literally just become a dealer. It wasn't something I'd done a lot of, and I sweated bullets all the way. It was for the lady's mother's birthday, so I was a nervous wreck until it got delivered to her on her birthday, and everybody was really happy, and it had a happy ending. But my point with that story is, obviously I don't live in the Netherlands. I live in Tennessee, so you don't have to order. I've sold wheels to Australia, to England, Canada, all over the place. And so if you are living somewhere, even if it is in the States, and the closest dealer to you on the dealer map does not respond to you, or they don't seem to really, I mean, I don't know. I don't know a lot of dealers, so I'm not trash talking anybody. But, if it doesn't seem like something you are feeling safe with, you don't have to buy from that person. The lady I bought my polywog from when I obviously wasn't a dealer was fantastic, and I don't even know where she lives. I don't even know how I found her, honestly. I really don't. I think she messaged me from a random Facebook group that I must have asked a question about. She was the first person to get back to me and was super helpful. Her name was Karen Champion, I believe. And she was great, and she answered all my questions, and I bought a polywog, and the rest is history. I don't even know where she lives. But I guess that would be the first thing I would want to stress with people, is you don't have to buy from whoever is closest to you. Buy from whoever is doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is answering your questions and making you feel comfortable and giving you information on whatever type of wheel you want and helping you make the right decision. Because once again, I'm not speaking officially for Spinolution. I'm pretty sure, according to what I remember reading, when I became a dealer, that's what they wanted you to do, was to be able to provide excellent customer service. So that's who you should find someone. It would be cool if they were close to you and you could go try it. And that is one cool thing. If there's like a shop, like a physical storefront that has is a Spinolution dealer, like they probably have way more money laying around than I do, so they probably have like all kinds of wheels. So you know, I have 3 now, and so you're welcome. I know I take mine a lot of places, and I have had people actually like come over here and try them. So, but you know, just find whoever makes you the most comfortable. And I'm sorry, I'm rambling. The other point was, I feel like I do kind of understand people are nervous about, like, so what I've been hearing recently was people being unhappy that they couldn't just order off, like, the Spinolution website. And I totally get, like, it is kind of sketchy to be like, but I want to spend all this money on something with this company, and now I have to go give it to this random lady in a kitchen? So I get how that's weird. I have my wheels on both my my website, that's my main business. I do have them on Etsy just because Etsy, I think, makes some people feel more comfortable. You know, if you have like a long-standing history with buying things on Etsy, you know, that could give you a sense of comfort. My website obviously has, you know, it takes credit cards and looks like a real website, is up to date. So I hope that makes people feel comfortable. And another thing I would suggest is, like, if you're, you know, find a dealer that looks like, you know, like I said, there's a lot that actually have like storefronts. That's not necessarily me, but you can go through. Ashley has the dealer map set up now where you can like scroll through and like read about different people's businesses. And there's lots of links to, you know, I mean, I'd go check out people's Instagram and, you know, see if they have lots of like raving fans and people who seem happy with them and they seem to be like reputable business people. Or you can check out Facebook pages, have reviews. So, you know, once again, those are all ways you can kind of check somebody out and not feel quite so sketchy about just sending money somewhere. I do a lot of my Spinolution wheel sales through PayPal. I think that's what a lot of people do, where I would, and that's helpful if you have somebody that like they want to get, like, I want an Echo and I want extra drive bands and a coffee mug. You know, if it's like a bunch of things, it's easier, at least I know for me, to just put all those things on a PayPal invoice, and then especially if it's like overseas, because then I gotta like figure the shipping. And I put everything on there so it's like custom, and then send the person the PayPal invoice. And PayPal does have a good bit of security in it too. So, you know, all those things, I hope anyway, puts people at ease with, you know, their purchase, because I know I definitely was nervous. And I know, like the lady I bought the Polywog from, I'm glad she gave me a heads up. She was like, hey girl, I'm gonna send you this PayPal invoice, but the email address it's gonna be from, like, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like a email address. She obviously was like, her and her husband had another business or something, so it was like Fred's Appliances, or I don't know, something that didn't sound very spinning wheel like. So I'm glad she gave me the heads up, because I would have definitely been like, eh. But so, I mean, I get that. So I would just say, you know, always make sure you get a receipt, whether it's a PayPal receipt, a handwritten receipt, a website receipt, an Etsy receipt, whatever kind of place you get it from. Definitely make sure you have a receipt. And if all else fails, you can always contact info@spinolution.com and get more information on that. That's the official people you would ask. But that's my 2 cents, or trying to clear up what seems to be a rampant question here lately of, but why do I have to buy from a dealer? So, if you have any questions about that, you know, feel free to comment below. And, so the dealer map, she did just update that on the main site. Like, you don't have to buy from the one closest to you, but, like, you can totally scroll around and check out everybody's, you know, little business profiles or what have you. I'm the one in, Knoxville, obviously. And, you know, if you have any questions, let me know. But hope that makes anybody feel more comfortable and maybe answer some questions. So, back to doing what I gotta do here.